right, we are looking here at a digital version of Cyborg. This is a cyberpunk spin-off of Mork Borg, and here we are looking at the credits for it. It is described as a nano-infested future with cybernetic misfits raging against relentless corporate hell. What we're going to do here, we can see the credits down here. We're going to just take a quick flip through of the digital version that I was sent by Free League. This is presumably going to be on the inside cover of the book, a table to roll on for various things, including pocket lint, which is in keeping with, you'll see the themes here of this. And like Mork Borg, it is designed in a manner that really conveys the theme and is quite unique. We should have burned the city centuries ago. It begins, chapter 1. And we have looks like there are various settings here that we see. The battlefield is here, who the enemy is, the corporate enemy of this world. And I'm not going to go through and read everything to you. This is really just a flip through to give you a look at the incredible visual presentation, the design of this book, and the feel of the concept of the world that you would be inhabiting here as you play your cybernetic misfit and raging against this machine. So here it looks like maybe a D66 table on events or kinds of things that will happen in the world that could impact your play universally. This is a new chapter to the system, and it says right out, you are encouraged to break every single rule in this book except this one. Player characters cannot be loyal to or have sympathy to the core, the cops, or the capitalist system. They might find themselves reluctantly forced to do missions for them, for their minions, but make no mistake, they are the enemy. So that is a pretty clear perspective of the book. You are playing as a punk, and you're rolling on each of these tables to create your cash, your gear, your abilities here, your stuff, your debt, your glitches, your hit points, and get stuff done. Abilities: agility, knowledge, presence, strength, toughness, and you get your score based on the role that you're doing. It explains what the difficulty rating are for tests that you pass, and you're rolling your d20 plus or minus your ability score, and you need to get equal to or greater than DR. You also have one of these things if you're playing as various types. I guess these are maybe sort of classes. You could be a shunned nanomancer, and you get some options of things to carry with your HP and options for the glitches that are thematic to that. Or you could be a burned hacker. You built an app, and it tells you what happened to that app, perhaps part of your backstory, really. The discharged core killer is this folk here, and it explains you took something from your employer when you left the force. Or an orphaned gearhead, and you are piloting a machine of some sort. And it explains that you were a trusted somebody or a system, and then they did this to you. People are unreliable socially, physically, emotionally. This is your perspective. Or the renegade cyber slasher. Like Mork Borg itself, I think some of the fonts are a little tough to read, maybe easier in the physical book than the digital version. Forsaken Gang Goon. You had a specialty, and your gang was this before you became what you are. There are tables to outfit your character, a style, D100 table for your style, and some type of feature on your clothing. You have a wants and needs kind of thing, a quirk that you do, and what you're obsessed about currently. And weapons, thematic weapons, broken bottle, assault rifle, smart gun, an ancient revolver. Armor is combat armor, or you could just have a heavy duty jacket of full Kevlar. You have some sort of debt to pay to somebody or some entity. Equipment, there are a table, well, they're not really tables randomized, but there's equipment lists and other services, costs and things for transport and housing and food. You can buy weapons, of course, and ammo, and there are single use booster mods that you can, I guess, upgrade your firearms for a one time use for these costs. Various drugs are in this world, and they give you various benefits, such as a toughness benefit or something that removes your need for sleep, for example. There is cybertech to be purchased, which will, I guess, enhance your body in some way. And again, this is the example of just the very thematic, unique, cool, artistic, visual, graphic presentation for this book. There are apps that you can install, I guess, or use in some manner. And these are called backlashes. So these look to be sort of negative things that happen to you. I like the spelling out of there was a D20 table, but I like the way they spell out the numbers here. Nano powers. You could have strange powers, rumored to be an infection of alien bacteria riding nanobots. Can be linked with an infestation. They could trigger and make your day worse. And here are the infestations. So you can see you're building a character that is tortured or tormented in some manner. And we talked about the glitches in the character sheet. You begin with D2 glitches, and they come from your class that we saw earlier, and it explains how you use them in the game. This will be familiar to you as a sort of cyber version of the HP page in Mork Borg, and it explains what happens when you get to 0 HP and negative HP. An explanation of how the combat works. I'm not going to go into this, of course. I'm just showing you really to give a sense of what is in the book, what it looks like, and the improvement is like the leveling up, and the game master decides when a character should improve. It can be after completing a mission or two, fully setting targets, or getting enough. And then it explains what the options are for that. Here are the foes. So there is a chapter with various enemies. And again, the art direction and theme and presentation of this sort of speaks for itself. It's either going to be up your alley or not. It is a very bold and specific kind of in your face presentation of material. Ooh, a headhunter is a slithering horror never alone. Its eyes spurt cryoradiation. It is a latent nano-infection threat. Combat vehicles. Chapter 8 has to do with data. So here we get some NPC tables and some, you could roll up the role of the NPC, their style, their feature, pretty quick way of creating an NPC, creating missions, who the patron is, who the contact is, what the promises are, the reward of the mission, what the kind of job is, like blackmail, kidnap, steal, escort, and connecting that to what the target is. Where is this job? What the location features are, there's a complication for it. So lots of random tables here, including a corporate generator, cult generator, events for a city, events in the net. And then here we have an introductory cyborg heist adventure in the book. So we'll just skip through this pretty quickly. This is essentially like a GM screen or a summary of the rules and key mechanics of the game. And this is the back page of the book. Nano infested doomsday RPG about cybernetic misfits and punks raging against a relentless corporate hell. It is Mork Borg hacked.